The emergency rock alert system has issued a missing players warning for the following 1256 players: Dangle, Jalasupi, Bulldozer, Turbo, and Elswan Mora. If you have seen these players, please tell them they are pussies.
What is up, guys? This is your boy Grey Worm, and I am back. I am back from the dead. I've been found. I'm no longer MIA, and I'm back with another video, and this time it's on a Pussy Kingdom. But first, as you guys seen just right before I came on, you saw that there are some missing people in the rock community. You have a lot of the R4s and fighters, quote unquote, from 1256. They've been missing for entire KvK, fighting. We haven't seen them. No one's really seen them except for an LKC, but we're scared for their safety, and hopefully you guys know where they are, and hopefully we could get them back safely. But let's go into the video. Now, we have a sponsor right before we get into this video. Yes, this is one of my first sponsors ever, and this one is actually really close to me. My brother actually runs this podcast that we're about to shout out, and as you can see right here, it is called Stuck in This Purgatory, and this is basically, well, as you can see, if you're looking for real scary stories, if you want to listen to something while you're going to work, anytime out of your day, if you want to find out more about the paranormal world, and if you want just some chilly thrill stories, then these guys are your place. They are very good. They're really new, and I would love if you guys go over there, show them some love for me. Thank you guys. They also have TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff. All their links are down in the description. Go and check them out. This means a lot to me. Thank you all. Now, on to this video. We're about to trash talk 1256 because relatively last KvK, they didn't show up. They lost to 365 and 916. They had an ally 1258, and realistically, both of them, 1258 and 1256, were dog shit. I mean, they barely showed up. They got smashed by 1365 and 1916, and to be honest, it was kind of a shock for me personally. I thought 1916 were just really not that great. I thought that they were going to be a solid mid to high A kingdom, but they stayed around Imperium, and they went into this KvK and realistically finished up 1258. And 1256 were just big time farmers. I mean, I would say that they're farewells, but it's not realistically just individuals. It's pretty much around the kingdom. I mean, of course, you have a couple of exceptions, but realistically, like, it's a farewell kingdom. In my perspective, they lost a ton of power, and if you pair it up with what 365 actually lost, it was nothing. They did not contend in Zone 5 whatsoever. From what I recall, from what 1365 has said, the fighting was very, very, very dull, and it was just not fun to watch or be in this Zone 5. Now, of course, you guys are wondering why 1365 even came into this KvK, HA. They should be in that 8 Imperium KvK. Well, they had no credits, so they couldn't really go in, but they actually moshed up this competition in this HA, and now they're actually getting stronger, and from what it looks like, they're really, really a good kingdom so far. They exposed 1256 for being relatively, well, a farewell kingdom and a bunch of pussies. I mean, we kind of all knew that once they skipped and dodged 1254 previously. 1254 was trying to get anyone and anyone. They were trying to get anyone whatsoever that was an Imperium to go into KvK with them. And not surprisingly, a lot of kingdoms passed up that opportunity. And one of those kingdoms was 1256. They were too scared to go into them and face them in strife. They went to HA and they met up with a scary opponent. Some would say actually a scarier opponent in 1365, and they just got destroyed. And honestly, a lot of people from 1256 are leaving, and I would too. They really failed this KvK. 1258, I mean, I've never heard of them before, and realistically 1258 lost to 1916, and the joke was 1916 before this KvK because of what happened with 846. That KvK, they underperformed, they didn't do well, but they came into this KvK and they were very, very strong compared to, these two kingdoms. And that's what the main highlight, I would say, is that 1916, they looked pretty good, that's KvK. 1365, they showed how strong they've always been. Realistically, this kingdom is very strong. 1258 just showed how much of irrelevance they are. Just showed how irrelevant they are. And 1256 showed how they should not be an Imperium. They realistically did not show up, barely fought, and they're pussies. They skipped a lot of fighting kingdoms, and realistically, this is like the only KvK I've ever heard them in with one of the top performing kingdoms this past year. You see them trash talking a lot in LKC, and that's where a lot of these screenshots are coming from. LKC, they're trying to show up, they're saying that they're going to show up, but they've never shown up whatsoever in this KvK, and it was just really boring. They said that they would have no chance at losing. They said that they would just destroy 1365, and yeah, that's definitely not what happened. I mean, 1365 lost about 3 billion power this KvK, and whether or not it was filling hospitals or killing off siege just to drop under Imperium, or whether or not it was just them swarming flags to drop as much power as possible, which I believe I've seen, and I think that is actually true. 1256 lost relatively about 4 billion power, and they're not going to make up for it. No one really wants to go to 1256, and they just do not seem like a good kingdom, and they seem realistically dead. And their leaders talk a big game. They say that they could do anything that they want, especially coming from these pictures and what they've been saying all through Diplo and through LKC, but they don't show up themselves. Their players don't show up. Very few of them show up, in my opinion, and realistically, I don't think that this kingdom will stay afloat. I think 1365 exposed them, and this is one of the biggest fail whale kingdoms. Or not really, I don't want to say every account there is a fail whale, because there certainly is not. A lot of them are very hard fighters, but this leadership, this example of players in 1256 are a bunch of fail whales, and that's why they are one of the biggest fail whale kingdoms in this game. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys love this video. I'm gonna be back. I've gotten a lot of complaints and a lot of recommendations on what to do. My next video will be on the 8 Imperium KvK. I'll also be posting some other game content, rock content, be doing some live stream for other things. Hope you guys enjoy, and make sure guys to check the today's sponsors for the video, and I love you all. Peace.